Like, I'm going to have a Guinness, please, mate. I hate Peterborough United, though, because all their fans sniff bicycle seats.
Oh, there you go, one already, one down.
It's quite ballsy for them, isn't it, for not to go 2 transfer windows without signing a player and then splash 12 million on a train station.
What the hell is this? Oh, mate.
Oh, I'm allergic to shellfish.
I'm out. Hello and welcome to Dream Team Coach. We're here talking about this week's biggest stories in football. Looking forward to the huge international weekend ahead. We're going to be discussing all things fantasy football. I'm Roy Harper and today I'm joined by Andy Taylor, Dream Team Coach himself, Nick Elliott, and making his coach debut today, Mr. Jack Townsend.
Yes.
You'll recognise him from all our sketches. You excited, mate?
Oh, I'm there, I'm rubbing shoulders with the best here.
Do you think it's going to be like a Marcus Rashford style debut, like really good, or like a Woodgate at Real Madrid horror show?
I'm going to shin it a lot of shins.
As always, there's a forfeit at the end of the show. We'll see how you boys got on last week's Dream Team Weekender. You're taking Sean's place this week. The person with the lower score, of course, faces a forfeit right here in the studio. And don't forget, you can already sign up for the Weekender ahead, and there's £5,000, and you can win all that for free.
No more cinnamon, please.
Yeah, that was
I actually genuinely died. Like, we joked about Sean dying, but I actually could have died.
Go on, mate. Off. Swallow it down.
Not even me.
That's quite his nose, is it?
I had to leave because I couldn't breathe and I was about to be sick.
I mean, you were in the women's toilet for a long time.
Well, the thing
Why'd you
is,
go to the women's?
as usual.
I mean, exactly.
Let's get it over with. There was a big game on Saturday night. Tell us what happened, Andy.
do you know, the thing is, I was watching it in the boozer because I couldn't get tickets.
Boozer.
Do you know, it's one of them games where I just got so excited, I got so steaming that I've just like completely wrote my weekend off after it pretty much.
What was the highlight of the game for you?
Diogo Jota just absolutely murking Luke Shaw. I mean, did you see Pogba at all in that game? He was in Dendonker's pocket for most of it. Yeah, I mean,
Do you think you can win it?
Yeah, we can win it, but I mean, I'm just scared of playing City at Wembley because they were going to absolutely smash us probably. But
You've got a good record against top 6, though.
Yeah, I know, but like playing at Wembley in a cup final would be completely different.
I think Nuno deserves a lot of credit as well for switching to 3-5-2, and since then, Jota and Jimenez up front have been unreal. Jimenez has got 15 goals now in all comps. Not a bad game.
Jack's like,
Exactly.
What do you think about the nuances of Wolves' tactical setup?
I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? Fantastic.
Do you think if Ollie doesn't get the Man United job, do you think they should go after Nuno?
Why would he want it?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got a bigger
club.
Yeah, it's becoming abundantly apparent that they should go for Pochettino, in my opinion. As much as I rate Solskjaer's job, Poch is a better manager. Nuno is a better manager.
So, yeah, time will tell. But if Wolves go all the way, right, how are you going to celebrate? That's what I want to know. Like,
got to get a tattoo, haven't you?
You don't want to get like, I don't know, Dendonker just tattooed like on your leg somewhere.
Jota on your back.
I might get a pocket, like a pocket on there, the Dendonker pocket, and just have Pogba's head, and then maybe like Sterling's head, and then and Andre Gray's head just popping out of there. I don't know. Do you know what? I don't know. Like the elation that I felt having won the quarters was like one of the best feelings ever, and like to the extent that I don't really remember it because I got that drunk.
Which player are you going to name your kid after?
Diogo for sure. Do you know me and Diogo Jota go back a long way? I think you've seen the photo, haven't you? I once went out to Portugal and I interviewed him while he was a young Passos de Ferreira player.
yeah.
And I said to him, there's a good team in the Midlands, Wolves, like, you should see what they're saying.
You should get like
Here we are.
I don't know, finder's fee.
Was it Brummy or Portuguese you were speaking at the time?
Oh, I wasn't speaking Portuguese, no.
How is your Portuguese? Do an impression of Sean Burke, do an impression of a Portuguese person.
Have you started yet?
You're sitting in the impression seat, you do one.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. What the hell is this?
You see, they don't speak any words in Portugal.
It's a Portuguese dialect.
They all just communicate through like guttural throat sounds.
They do though. They do. And we've got it down. Your is better than my.
Nick,
Nick, what's your?
That's a bit
Wenger.
Wenger. Yeah.
It is a bit
Sorry,
Wenger.
mine's
No,
a bit French.
Come on, mate. Get
Sorry,
it right.
mine's a bit French.
Jesus.
That's terrible.
Thank you for all the great comments we've had this week. After Wolves' victory, Lola Harper wrote, Rice shouldn't be in England squad. Connor Cody should. That's definitely your burner account, 100%.
What,
I
Lola
don't know why you're
Harper?
calling it Lola Harper, it's a bit weird. So we asked you guys to tell us in the comments below the best way to deal with pitch invaders. _pen15 said, I would stop pitch invaders by, if you invade, you'll pay a hefty fine of £500,000, ban them from games, and 10 years imprisonment. Is that a bit strong?
It depends on the calibre of running on, doesn't it? If you're celebrating a win and everyone's on, surely that's a lot of money coming up.
Yeah.
Every person's getting 500 grand.
So where's the 500 grand go? Hey? Hey?
Pay those stewards that are volunteering in games. That's where that needs to go. You've got Dave.
You abuse them every week, mate. What are you talking
I
about?
don't abuse stewards.
I'm joking. Guys, remember to keep those comments coming in below. We're going to bring them up every week. So after a very lucky win against Swansea last week, I'm starting to think that City are destined to win the quadruple. Is it fair that VAR is used in some of the quarterfinals and not others?
No, it's a bit of a shambles, isn't it, really? And also at the start of the competition, they said some matches will be, specially selected for trialling it. Just so happens to be that all the games where Premier League teams are at home, those are the specially selected ones for trialling.
Yeah.
Like, Premier League teams don't need help in the FA Cup. Yeah. This is the closest that any team's ever got to winning the quadruple, as in no team has ever been this stage of the season. It'd still be possible because United's treble winners went out of the League Cup in other quarterfinals or something. So
Right.
they've had easy draws, but people say that. But
Say that again.
So they've had in the League Cup Oxford United, Fulham, Leicester, Burton Albion, and then Chelsea was obviously the hard one. The FA Cup, Rotherham, Burnley, Newport, Swansea, and now Brighton. Now they've been drawn Spurs, who are probably arguably
The worst of the lot.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Do you think they can do it, quadruple?
it's very difficult, isn't it, to say, because it's such a the odds of it happening, even everything go in their way is.
Well, it's about 5 to 1. That's the actual one.
That's mental,
Yeah.
but I think they're 15 games away now in all comps. If the Prem goes to the end, that's
reckon?
still a lot to go without any stumbling.
The Champions League and Europa League draws were made since we were last here on the sofas. Some cracking ties ahead, boys. Unfortunately, there's no chance for an all-English semi-final as Spurs were drawn against City. City have a team full of ballers. Who should Spurs fear the most out of that City team?
Their player of the season for me is Bernardo Silva, I think.
Really?
In terms of technical ability, I think he implements Pep's plan on the pitch. He's always trying to work those little cutback goals they score loads of. Off the ball, he's turned into, his pressing is unreal.
Works hard,
around, gets about. I think he's been their player of the year, yeah.
I think Spurs' biggest threat is themselves, because we all know they bottle it in big games. I'm not saying anything new here. We all know it. Even if you're a Spurs fan out there, you know this is true. So I would just be scared of, lads, we're going to bottle it tonight. And you've got to say, no, let's not bottle it, boys. That would be my team talk.
While we're on Spurs, actually, they're going to play their home leg of the Champions League at home, at the new White Hart Lane. It's actually going to finish. Can you believe it? Is that going to be positive for them?
When's the house become a home, though? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
football teams don't live in football stadiums. Jack.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to think they do.
No, that's a good point, though, isn't it? Yeah, they haven't got. They don't know what it's going to be like. Like West Ham, I thought their new stadium was going to be like that, and they got in and they hated it straight away. And it does look good, though, doesn't it? The stadium.
Yeah,
It does look
unreal.
that atmosphere. Is
Can you imagine those Europa League nights in there? It's going to be good, isn't
When
it?
there's 22,000
Yeah, it'd be brilliant.
passionate Spurs
Yeah.
fans.
So the draw's very kind to Liverpool. They've got Porto in the last 8, whilst Man United were drawn against Barcelona. Have they got any chance against Messi or not?
Messi's averaging a goal every hour in the Champions League this year, and United have signed up for a minimum of 3 hours. So you can do the maths there. He's averaging a goal or assist every 48 minutes in all competitions this season.
God.
He scored an unreal hat-trick at the weekend, which got the Betis fans for the second time in 2 years chanting his name and clapping him. Can you see the Old Trafford fans rising to applaud Messi as he goes past?
Well, most of
Chris
them aren't even
Smalling?
United fans anyway. They're probably there to watch Messi.
Imagine the half and half starts that are going around that day.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think when the Solskjaer train, when he was at the wheel and it was all going well, they could have been a bit of a stepping stone. But now that shine's come off and Wolves have beaten them, and now it looks a daunting task.
People are getting being a good bloke mixed up with being a good manager with Solskjaer, in my opinion. Do you think that? I think that's true.
I don't
Just
know,
because he's like lively
he-
and bubbly.
To get a result away at PSG and win that game was actually incredible.
Yeah, no, that's outstanding. No, top work. But where's that got him?
To the next round.
I think United Barca as well has a feel of a Champions League classic, right? Like the 2008 when do you know United won that game? You know when Scholes scored that belter, they won it because of gym mats. Do you know this?
No.
So they were talking about how to stop, because they kept clean sheet in both away legs, and they were talking about how to stop Barcelona when it was tick-attack and all that. And Carlos Queiroz got the gym mats out that they used to do sit-ups on, and just put them in the space between like the centre-backs and just put them in the space between like the Carrick and Scholes. And they said for 10 minutes, right, just don't let the ball go on those gym mats, and that's all you have to do. And that like mirrored them stopping the gaps that like Messi and all that would get into, and it worked. And they kept, I think, so 2 gym mats are the reason that United won the Champions League 2008.
I thought you were talking about a bloke called Jim Matt.
Jim Matt.
Yeah, I actually thought that. Yeah, Jim
Matt.
What's going? Scottish referee in the head.
What a player! Jim Matt.
Jim Matt. Legend.
Spurs have reportedly paid TfL to rename the actual White Hart Lane station to the Tottenham Hotspur FC station. £12 million is the deal proposed. Is that the worst bit of business ever, or what?
Well, they paid 17 million for Vincent Janssen, so
It's
not as bad as that.
They should have spent it better if they're renaming it. I don't know. Yeah, could have been like Arsenal or something like that.
You're now getting off at Arsenal.
Yeah, imagine that. Or they should have put it to public vote.
Yeah.
Oh,
Would have been
station
good.
look, station face.
Yeah, but Arsenal would have hijacked it and probably Tottenham.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, one bad thing though, you know the slogan of like transport is like see it, say it, sort it, when you see something that's not quite right. I mean, Spurs would be getting reported every single day, wouldn't they? Like, something not right here, this is like, what's going on, this tube station's just utter.
It's quite ballsy for them, isn't it? To go 2 transfer windows without signing a player and then splash 12 million on a train station. I hope they do an unveiling with Poch's arm around it.
Hearts are were the first words uttered by a Hibs fan, Darren Thompson, when he woke from a 3-month coma. An extreme example of football rivalry. Which clubs do you dislike the most and why, boys?
I really hated Chelsea when they got the Abramovich takeover. Like, really hated it.
Is that through jealousy or what?
Well, probably jealousy, but it was just, they were so smug all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, around where I live, there's a lot of Chelsea fans, and they all just got, I mean, there was a lot of United smug fans as well, so this was like the takeover.
Yeah. Nick, who'd you hate?
I don't really hate anyone.
Oh, come on, mate, you're a football fan,
wow.
you must hate someone.
I kind of like, I get a bit bored of like the tribalism in football. Like, really, like I'm a Leeds fan, so I have to hate Man United. But it's kind of like pantomime way of like, oh, boo, but not like I don't wish their fans ill.
I'd love
like,
to see you in a football stadium.
boo.
Come on then, Taylor. Tell us who you hate.
He's an angry man.
I know, I hate West Brom, but I mean that's just a given if you're a Wolves fan. But since I've kind of moved away from Wolves, United have actually become quite. I actually really loved the Fergie era. I loved United. I loved everything about them. But now I'm starting to see a lot of United fans for their true colours.
It's because you're in London.
Oh yeah, exactly. And
Surrounded by him. I reckon Arsenal are getting there though, with that detachment of the club and their sort of their own self-hatred. And then when they start winning, they annoy me, Arsenal fans. But I don't hate them. I hate Peterborough United though because all their fans sniff bicycle seats. On Monday, we asked our panel to create a football meme, as we do every week. We then post that meme on the Dream Team Insta account. The meme with the most likes is the winner. So now we take a look at the ones that you guys decided to put out there on the big wide internet. So this is Jack Townsend's.
So,
boo.
This
right.
is
all right.
basic.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Do you remember back last week? I did Sean's meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an absolute winner,
It
right?
was, yeah.
yeah.
So I thought I'll get him to return the favour. This is what
Oh,
I get.
so that explains.
Well, this is a Sean Burke.
This is a Sean Burke
that
number.
explains it. Oh, but the Drake format is like the oldest, stayest joke in there.
So
like,
what we should do?
that's like the why did the chicken cross the road in like the meme world?
Terrible. Right, up next is Nick Elliott.
There we go.
Oh, he's done well again.
I mean, it is.
Simple, effective. Also, there's another level where it's like Messi's very small, isn't he?
Really?
Messi's
Oh,
small,
yeah, very
and
literal,
all
very
the
literal.
defenders are like big. So there's another little element there. They're trying their hardest to keep him out, but here he bashes through with his 1 goal or assist every 48 minutes.
Right, and then Andy Taylor, you're up last.
I thought I'm going to go picture first, and then go with the meme. So I found that picture and I was like, right, what can we do with this?
Yeah.
And do you know what? Virgil van Dijk nearly made it into the bottom. It was nearly Van Dijk and Mane, but I was like, I'm going to go with the current here and now.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, someone did ridiculously bad this week.
I wonder who that could be.
And I think you might know who it is.
Well.
So, and it's actually, the winner got 10 times more votes than you today, Jack. I can tell you that Andy came in second. And Nick absolutely smashed it. Again, not just the Dream Team coach, but the master of memes. Guys, make sure to let us know your favourite meme in the comment. Was Andy hard done by? Was Jack's really that poor? So here's a little bit of sauce for you. Now it's time for Dream Team coach to share his top tip for the season-long game.
You've probably had loads of Man City players in your team this season, but even at this late stage, another one emerges. Zinchenko has got over 100 points now, despite limited game time. In fact, there's only about 3 players that are averaging more points per game than Zinchenko this season. He's got more points per game than the likes of Robertson, Stones, Azpilicueta. If he's going to be first choice for Pep for the rest of the season, he definitely needs a spot in your team.
Wow.
Zinchenko's in my team, Nick.
There you go.
Did not see Zinchenko come in. The international break is upon us, meaning no Premier League football this weekend. Let us know in the comments below if that's good or bad. Nick's giving it one of them. So England are playing Czech Republic and Montenegro. There's a huge Nations League semi-final against the Dutch, only 3 months away. Will this mean the players are even more focused on performing well?
It's a bit difficult, the Nations League, isn't it? Because it's like a bit like the League Cup, where if you're in it and you win it, it's great.
Yeah.
If you're not in it, you're like, it's a bit pointless.
What's the trophy even look like?
Well, that's
or
part of the
shield,
mystery, isn't it? Yeah. I hope it's not a shield. That'd be right.
I reckon it'll be a shield.
Do you reckon?
It seems a bit tin pot for me.
One of those wooden ones with just a little mini shield.
Yeah, loads of little.
It's probably going to be like £50 Amazon vouchers, isn't it?
Let's say the impossible happens and we win the Nations League. Is it a bigger achievement than getting to the semi-final of the World Cup?
No, I don't think so. No.
Kane thinks it is, doesn't he?
I don't know.
I think Kane's come out and said that it would be a bigger
But he
achievement.
wants silverware. He's not.
Exactly. He's not got a lot of that, has he?
No.
Because it's the first Nations League as well. No one really knows what to think of it. Like in 10 years' time, when like maybe a few people have won it, or like only good teams have won it, people are like, it's actually the right thing to do. And people are used to it. But now the first one, people don't really know what to make of it.
Which currently uncapped English player would you tip to make a big impact at the Euros in 18 months' time?
Most chances created in Europe's top 5 leagues this season. Third, Eden Hazard. Second, Leo Messi. First, James Maddison.
That excites me. I like him. Big Maddison fan here. Jack?
I reckon that Manchester United legend, Jim Matt's son.
Jim
Matt,
Jim Matt
is Jim Matt's junior. Going to break through the ranks. He's going to be a big hit. Big hit.
Taylor?
Jared Bowen from Hull.
He's not even in the under-21 squad, mate.
It's an absolute scandal. And Che Adams as well, not getting in the under-21s. What is going on with that? Like, how is Jared Bowen? But it's because of this, like...
from Hull, mate, that's why.
Well, it is, though. It's because he hasn't come through a glorious... I think he might have been at Spurs, actually. But generally, because they've not gone through the classic route, they're just almost forgotten about.
There's a lot of competition for places in England going forward. Like Sancho, Sterling, Rashford. These are the people who's going to be... Hudson-Odoi, potentially. These are the people he's going to be mixing it with. That's difficult crew to break into.
Yeah, but you've asked me for my opinion, Nick. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
I think it's very wise and astute.
Who do you think is going to go furthest in their career out of Sancho and Hudson-Odoi?
I'd say Hudson-Odoi, you know. I feel like physically he's got a bit more about him, but like the fact that he's a bit taller and he just looks like he's put a bit more timber on him and stuff.
I like Sancho's confidence though. Do you see him in training where he sat down Maguire and then Panenka Butland in a little shootout? So much so that it bounced before the line, like a really little wet one. Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Right, so we're doing our own unofficial weekender this week. Don't tell anyone. The boys can only choose from the England squad. The points accumulated from England's 2 games against Czech Republic and Montenegro will decide who does next week's forfeit. Let's have a look at Mr. Nick Elliott's team, the Dream Team coach.
I like that team, Nick.
Yeah, how much do you like
it? I love it.
Got a feeling.
Do you know what?
Got a feeling you can have a similar team.
Daly's
only just come back from injury.
Yeah.
So many minutes, or just a bit of a gamble, that one?
A bit of a gamble, yeah. I just thought in terms of biggest goal threat from midfield, other than Sterling, who we've got classified as a midfielder. So.
Right, Andy's team.
Oh,
wow! Look at that.
Yeah, what Nick said.
You copied Nick then, right?
Exactly the same.
I couldn't agree more with what Nick said there.
I'm worried that this screams double forfeit, isn't it?
Oh, imagine.
Mind you, you haven't seen the state of my team.
And while we're on that, let's have a look at Jack's team.
I like what you've done up there. Yeah. It's nice.
I like it, yeah. Only thing is that Trent has pulled out the squad.
Exactly.
Sancho's a good shout though.
Sancho's a great shout.
I think Sancho might be better than Ali.
Would Rice score points if Ireland get a clean sheet?
Or minus points if they can see, more importantly.
Now it's time to play Punch, Play, Party. We're going for this suggestion from Phantom Fox 456, who suggested we choose between Klopp, Guardiola and Pochettino.
We've all seen the video of Pep doing the little dance.
Sean did it
Seen
quite
that?
well.
Yeah. I mean, he's got moves on him, hasn't he? And I think Pep's a bit too much of a tactician. You know, when you're on a stag do, the last thing you want is we've got to be here for 4 o'clock. We've got to be here for top golf at 3.
Yeah, you need that guy.
No, but you don't need that guy. That's why I'm picking Klopp, because you need that guy that's going to get you up in the morning. After a big night the night before. Klopp, day 2 of the stag, Klopp's getting you up. He's like handing you beers, and you're like ready.
But you don't also big beers,
big
beers,
double-handed.
Yeah.
And you're like, right, that's the guy that's going to get you up and out.
Jack's so much more passionate talking about going out than football.
Nick?
I'm gonna. Yeah, I think Pep would be too boring, so I'll play with Pep. Party with Poch, I think. Do you know,
Party with Poch?
I've noticed that he comes back from the summer breaks looking a little bit podgy. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I think when he cuts loose, he goes. And then Klopp, punching Klopp. But I'll say it was like the wind that did it, and he'll understand.
Yeah.
How have you neither of you punched Poch? Not in like a.
He's a nice guy.
It's just because I'm not punching Poch, I'm punching what he represents, which is Spurs. And also just to why are you still there, mate? You're such a good manager. Just get out of there now.
So you like knocking sense into him?
Yeah,
basically.
That's exactly it. Partying with Klopp, I think, because he's mad.
We can go on the same stag.
My mind goes back to when he was doing that celebration. So I can imagine he's like at the bar or something. He's like, "Can I have a Guinness, please, mate?"
So that means you play with Pep.
Yeah, and it'd just be an honour. I can't knock Pep. Just a legend. And
make sure to comment below with your player suggestions for next week's Punch, Play, Party. Now we are going to reveal how you boys did in last weekend's Weekender. Remember, whoever got the fewest points will have to do a forfeit right here in the studio in no particular order.
Don't want to do this.
Andy Taylor, your team got 15 points.
It's like your meme. Mane's carrying your team.
Look at that.
It is. Yeah, it literally is.
Right, so moving on to Nick's team. Your team got 18 points, mate. It's not looking good for you.
So Alisson and Van Dijk's little mix-up cost me big time there. Could have had an extra 10 points, but still better than Andy, so.
Right, so Jack, you need to get 16 points to avoid doing the forfeit.
Come on.
Sean, this week, got 29.
Sean, I knew you'd do it. I never doubted you.
Look at that.
Andy.
Why has he picked Josh King?
Because he had to from his name. Josh King, Rondon, Richarlison all scored. That's not bad going.
Absolutely.
He's done you a worldly there.
Outrageous. Oh, look, there's a celebration. Someone else has stolen it now. Right. So, Andy, this is your forfeit again.
It's a hat trick, isn't it?
Andy, if I said escargot to you, what would you say?
How's your French, mate?
Here are some snails. You up for a bit of this, mate?
It doesn't look appetising, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure it's a delicacy in some places.
Forfeit is 6, apparently. No.
Who is deciding these, man?
Producer Dan.
6? No way.
Go on then, Andy, tuck in.
God, you can see the little eyeballs on them.
That's the best bit, mate.
Hey! Down it goes.
Come on.
2.
Oh, he's not minding it.
Bang.
No, I'm hating it, but it's fine.
3. He's actually can't get enough of them.
4. 4.
I've just seen his
5,
fucking
6.
eyes.
It's like I'm the celebrity getting out of here.
I can see his butthole.
One more to do, mate. What's the texture like?
The texture's horrible.
I imagine it's like chewing like a tyre. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Honestly.
Why do people eat them? They look rank. Yeah. 4. Go on.
That's 6.
That is 6.
Was it?
Yeah. He banged 5 in early doors.
Mate, honestly, please, that made me vomit.
Good, I don't care.
And we really want to hear for your forfeit suggestions. That is disgusting. Right, and if you haven't already done so, make sure to sign up for next weekend's Weekender. Right, do it now. It's $5,000 up for grabs. It's completely free, and you won't have to smell Andy's breath. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. That is rank.
We waving or we're doing this?
Yeah, that.
Oh, mate. Oh, I'm allergic to shellfish.